everyone, welcome back to a Geeks in Malaysia video, more specifically, another edition of Geek to Geek. I am Nick Dorian.
I'm Kyril Mbaha.
And we are here with a very special guest. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Tintoy Chuo. I'm the founder of Fusion Wayang Kulit, Malaysia.
Fusion Wayang Kulit. If you don't know who Fusion Wayang Kulit is, they do some fantastic stuff with the traditional art form of Wayang Kulit. If you don't know what Wayang Kulit is, go Google it.
Okay, before we go to that,
Yes.
Because I've never been on Geek to Geek.
Oh yes,
so
welcome to Geek to Geek as well.
Can I still be a jackass?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So essentially, Geek to Geek, for those who don't know, was a little series that we started where we introduce somebody from the creative industry.
Think fast.
Introduce their origin story, find out more about them, and hopefully you will be interested in them too. So, yes, Fusion Wayang Kulit. Tell us a little bit about how Wayang Kulit came into your life. Like, when was your first discovery of Wayang Kulit?
Well, I discovered when I was, many years back when I just went to a restaurant and they have people performing for wedding. Yeah, there was many. But the moment that I really started actually touching it, working on it, that will be like when I started this whole fusion movement back in 2012, I should say. Right.
Same as us, 2012. So it's been about 11 years now.
It's
right?
11 years.
How did you first start Fusion Wayang Kulit? Like, did you start making it yourself, or did you have somebody to help you make it?
All right, there's a bit of a history. When we started this so-called thing, movement, for when we are invited to a art exhibition, that was in Pabika. The exhibition name is called Designers Weekend by a good friend of mine, Sijuan. Okay. Yeah, so at that exhibition, I was, because we are friends, I have friend with Sijuan for a long time, he will ask us to do something new, don't recycle our work. So we are kind of forced to do something new. And because he's my friend, I become more relaxed and try, to try. So I got this idea for actually using Wayang Kulit or Shadow Puppet merged with some science fiction stuff for a long time, maybe 2008. I just keep it, I don't have an opportunity to do it. So when this kind of so-called command that come in, say, you have to do something new. So I say, hey, I got this idea. So I just revisit it. And I think, what kind of element should I do? So I decide to use Star Wars because I'm a Star Wars fan. So doing it in a so-called different manner, combining two totally different things and put into one, and voila. So that's how we started to have the exhibition where we did two puppet, the Darth Vader inspired and Luke Skywalker inspired. Yeah.
Because so you're saying that he didn't want you to recycle your old stuff. So what were you doing before that?
I do a few things. I'm a character designer, illustrator, and I do interactive media stuff. But I know him more towards contact of illustration and character design.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've been friends for a while, so he know what I have done. So the so-called request coming in saying, try to do something new. So it's like, hey, let's do it.
Okay, because as we mentioned earlier when you came in, because I actually shot an interview of you guys, I think. I'm just guessing because I was working in that company, maybe 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
And I think you brought Darth Vader. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I also remember that at that time, you also didn't have a, permission. Like a Star Wars, like Lucasfilm or Disney or whatever.
No. We have permission from the beginning.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. When we started this, I actually, Star Malaysia Fan Club, the president actually wrote the email to, Lucasfilm.
Okay.
And say, hey, we are doing this, So we actually got a permission from them saying that, yeah, go ahead. This is what you can do, that's what you shouldn't do,
So they gave specific guidelines on what you can or cannot do.
They give a few guidelines.
Okay. Because I remember someone mentioning, I think it was because of the T-shirts or something. I can't remember what. But
no,
so
really.
I thought, okay. So then later on, I thought, okay, so then you got permission. Like you did it first, and then
we got permission
before you did even the first one.
Yeah, when we started this, can we do it? They said after a few rounds of email, they said, oh yeah, you could.
Wow.
Did Lucasfilm even know what wayang kulit is? You had to explain it to them, or they were just like, no, go ahead.
No, we have to explain.
Oh.
I mean, the person that I talked to, she's in a fan relationship.
Okay.
So we have to tell him what is it, so to let her understand it properly, and then what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Then it was okay. We
Okay. So someone gave me wrong information then.
do not trust the internet.
There you go.
Now, with those first 2 Star Wars pieces, like, how did you learn how to make? Like, I mean, you didn't have. Undoubtedly, there's no template for Star Wars wayang kulit, so it was something that you had to come up with completely on your own.
Yeah. Okay. There are 2 sides. One is the idea. What to do. How the one literally when we started it, we have 3 months to prepare for the exhibition. I work closely with a good friend of mine. His name is Teck Huat, a very skillful art designer, art director, someone as crazy as me. We actually went to Craft Tangan, Malaysia to buy the book Wayang Kulit Malaysia.
Okay.
Then from there, that served as our blueprint of how the form should be, things like that. And when we started, I'm actually looking for a master puppeteer, but I can't find any. So what we do is we send for computer cutting.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a sandwich of a few type of material because the material that we want is nice but it's soft. So we have to paste it into a cardboard to make it harder, and then cannot be too thick. And then we find a very a friend who actually who is in a computer cutting. So he actually cut that first piece for us.
So all your puppets are now computer cut, or
No, the first 2.
the first 2 lah?
Yeah,
Okay.
then 3 months later, after our exhibition, I get to meet my master puppeteer. His name is Pat Dine from Kelantan. And then from there on, whatever we cut is actually cut
By hand.
by hand.
Wow.
The traditional way by the master craftsman.
Because I was gonna ask, like, from what I've seen, it looks like it's done, like, since you met up with the puppeteer,
Yeah.
was very traditional. What do you call it?
Yeah.
Tools, very traditional techniques. and
Yes,
methods.
yes. Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
And actually, coming back to that traditional way, like when you first introduced yourself to this puppet master, was there any sort of like pushback, especially from those old guards who are trying to keep wayang kulit as no, this is traditional, it should always be traditional?
I am very lucky for 2 things. Number one, when we started it, and before I know my master puppeteer, we actually doing it in the correct way.
Okay.
And secondly, when I meet my master puppeteer, he is actually very open.
Okay, that's good.
He speak good English.
Nice.
And then it's not puppeteer, it's master puppeteer. So he understand things deeply. So when I talk to him, and then we want to continue to do it, I decided that I want to do it the proper way, following the principle of Shadow Puppet Malaysia. So from where we have a master puppeteer, doing this together, and all the design, whatever, it's not like, hey, I got this idea, I just draw and cut. No, I have to ask him, okay, this is a character, I'm going to brief him, and he will approve. And suddenly they say, oh no, the hands not supposed to be like that, the leg not supposed to be like that. Then from there, I learn while working on it. Okay, why and this. Then
Because there's a traditional form for the, even the structure and the limbs and the joints, right?
yeah, different limb, different leg, different position, different hand gesture. Each of them have the meaning. Like example, for the warrior, if the character is a warrior, regardless good guy or bad guy, he will have a claw. So some good guy will have claw. You thought like.
So that's why Luke Skywalker's front hand is like. that lah.
For Luke Skywalker, we actually have it in this kind of curving hand.
Oh, that's not a claw.
That's not a claw. That is a. I do not know the actual name. I'll call it the
Okay.
gentle hand. It could mean that someone who is not. It's not to say he's CC. Is that he's a educated and kind-hearted, a prince, type
okay.
of level type. So I apply that into.
I see.
Yeah, because I was always wondering, like when you first started, I know wayang kulit is such a traditional art form that there must be people that are guarding it, and when you try and do something different with it, there's always going to be this sort of pushback, like, oh, you're bastardizing the art form.
Well, we do receive stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah. And they send us messages, saying that why you want to come here to destroy our art and things like that. But I'm a bit lucky because in a very short time, just 3 months after our exhibition, I get to meet Master Puppeteer. So whatever we do, I decide to do it following the principle of Wayang Kulit. So most of them, or at least whatever I can know of, is done in the correct way. So when people ask us, we have a very strong ground, and we can answer things confidently.
Because that's the thing, people just know you and they always see it on the surface. And if you understand the actual story behind it, then if you have reasoning behind it, you're not actually bastardizing it. You're paying homage in a little bit of a sense.
And also at the same time, like, because to me, what you guys have been doing have helped to introduce Wayang Kulit to a whole new young generation, because it's an art form, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was slowly dying for a while. Because
we call it fading.
Yeah. Like there's, even in my childhood, I at least remember sometimes being able to see a show.
Well, I watched it very late,
Yeah.
so that's how so-called popular it is,
Because you would only be able to see it, correct me if I'm wrong, and say like kampungs or...
No, not even kampungs.
Oh, really?
No, I'm talking about like...
mainly it's Kelantan.
Yeah, because it's more of a East Coast thing. So usually in like some kind of cultural festival, you'd have it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But slowly over time, even in cultural festival, it'd be like, okay, because, we also don't have Ulit Mayang anymore. Can't perform this, can't perform that.
Yeah,
like,
tell me about
it. So, after a while, it's just rasa sayang nonstop.
At least we have that.
I think even Kuda Kepang is like, cannot? I'm not even sure right now.
Well, that's a thing to talk for another time.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, like, because you're doing it with this... with a modern twist, but with traditional ways.
Yeah.
So it helps to bring it to people who wouldn't know about it, but also, like there's one thing if you want to try and tell a traditional Wayang Kulit story, but you're seeing there's Wayang Kulit and Star Wars, and you're like, I know Star Wars.
Yes. That's our formula.
Yeah.
I think this formula work because when we want to introduce the traditional art, there are many aspects. Let's say when they look at it, like, I don't know the character, Sirama, then I don't know the art form. So both sides are considered like in the negative side. But when we actually introduce this Darth Vader or Batman, hey, I know this guy.
Exactly.
It's just another art form. It actually helped to actually bring youth, to like to accept the traditional art form.
And speaking of the youth, like, I know you conduct classes as well every now and then at your shop in GMBB, right?
Yeah, the puppet making.
How has the response been, especially, say, from the younger side, maybe late teens to young adults? Do you get more of those or more like, say, people our age?
More towards adult, actually.
Adult.
And kids, like the father bring the kids.
Okay. So introducing that to
and
the
do you
new
do
generation.
is it just the puppet building, but also the storytelling?
No, puppet making.
Just
at this
puppet
point of time,
making,
we will be actually opening the class called the Art of Dalang, where people come and learn the performance. So we will be opening up soon.
Okay.
Yeah, but at this point in time, it's puppet making.
Because I think, I was thinking about it, I think the last time that I remember Wayang Kulit in local pop culture, and it's going to show my age. I don't know if you'll remember it, actually. You
Ubat.
might. Yes!
Yeah.
Ubat Batuk.
No,
It was an Ubat Batuk ad with...
Pay Paco.
Oh, shit! I think I remember this.
Remember it?
Yeah. I remember seeing these ads on
Ibunya
TV last time.
Bato.
Yeah.
That one.
Oh, shit.
I think that's the last time that
Yes.
it was used in a big scale, in a pop culture setting. And it was a cool ad. I still remember that ad to this day.
Yeah.
Like, the last time I saw Wayang Kulit, it wasn't even traditional. It was at Singapore.
Don't tell me it was in a restaurant.
No. Singapore National Art Gallery. There was they had an exhibition on Wayang Kulit, and they had a small puppet performance. But the problem is, it was automatic gears and stuff, so it wasn't an actual performance. It was just stuck on gears, and they would just do it. So I unfortunately never had that experience of watching a Wayang Kulit performance. Do you ever plan on doing performances in the future, or you're just purely
No, we do
making?
performance.
Yeah.
Oh, when was the last one that you did?
Last month.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, since 2001, we started all this thing in 2012. We take 10 months to plan the first Star Wars inspired performance. So we have our first performance in 2013.
Okay.
Yeah, and then until today, many different type of stories as well.
Yeah, because I remember that when we interviewed, it was, like you said, it was like the first part of Star Wars, or like
Act
just
1.
Like
Act
a
1.
segment of it.
Yeah, I know you do like Star Wars, Batman, or what, but the one picture that I always found very interesting was when you delivered your Ed Sheeran one to Ed Sheeran himself.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Well, that was a very great. I mean, we are very fortunate that Warner's Music actually contacted us.
Oh,
Yeah, because they want to actually do a localized music video for Ed Sheeran's song, the Happier.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
oh yeah, because the
Happy have
Western one
puppet.
had puppets in
Yeah.
it as well. Yeah.
Nice.
So they said, how about here we use, he actually get another puppeteer who actually work on balloons and things like that. So the Ed Sheeran himself is a shadow puppet. So we make that. So basically is from Warner's Music. So I really thanks them for that. And then we make the music video. And then 1 year later in 2019, April, if I'm not mistaken, Ed Sheeran is here in Shah Alam. So they went there and give the puppet to him, and they actually recorded his reaction.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
yeah?
I have it
saw-
on my YouTube.
I saw that picture and I was like, oh my god, he's with Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, you should check out the video. Yeah,
You can find it on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's my YouTube. So I mean, he loved it and he liked it. I feel so relieved.
Yeah, because honestly, that to me showed that, oh my god, is Wayang Kulit starting to become what known in the Western side of the world? Because
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of our traditional art forms, it's our own. Not a lot of people on the Western side know it.
Yeah, I mean you're right. That's why we keep on trying our best to find a situation or opportunity to try to introduce this art to more people in locally as well as from outside Malaysia.
Do you have,
Sorry. Speaking of which, because like oftentimes this gets confused, or the assumption is that they're all the same. But there are, like, correct me if I'm wrong, there are visual and cultural differences between the Malaysian Wayang Kulit puppet and then the Indonesian Wayang Kulit puppet. And
Yeah.
then as you go in, because I think even Thailand has
Yeah.
shadow puppets.
Well, Thailand, Cambodia, China, Taiwan, India, Greek. So many countries have it. So
with similar, like slightly similar designs, but certain things are
ye-
like hand positions, or I can't remember, because I remember seeing a chart.
yeah,
where it was
we
showing- yeah.
always produce a chart to tell people that, hey, look, shadow puppet is. There are like so many different
Yeah.
countries, and this thing we have strong reason to believe it was originated from India. I mean, 1,000 years ago.
I mean, from the stories
Yeah.
that are told themselves.
Yeah, the story is Ramayana anyway.
Yeah.
So it's spread out to Southeast Asia, and I told you, Greek, also have it, and Southern Russia. So it's more towards the India spread to the Asia rather than Asia spread
Yeah.
to Greek. Yeah.
have you ever brought these puppets overseas to different countries, or is this all, you've always been here?
Yeah, we were invited to perform in a few places like China, Thailand, Singapore, German, Austria, and we perform. We actually have exhibition in Australia as well.
How was the response on that side? Well, did they enjoy it? Did they?
Yeah, I mean it's very simple. When they have this kind of event, those who came are those who's interested. Those who didn't come means they're so. But those who came are quite interesting. There was one time when we were in German. There was this gentleman. He was looking at our exhibition. Then he asked something interesting. He said, "You have bring all the character, but where is the Laksmana, the brother of Ramayana?" I was like, "Holy crap!
know your
He
stuff."
knows stuff, yeah." We tell him that because we have limited space. No, it's like, wow, from someone in German. So I was like,
Nice.
yeah.
And also, you were also featured in the Star Wars magazine as well, right?
Yeah, we actually 2 times actually. The first time was just mentioned, and second time is featuring what do you call it? Us and the puppet make. And we inside there's a page where you can actually cut out the
nice.
page.
Oh wow! Oh
Yeah,
nice.
I'll send you the link. There. And then another one, it will be the official Star Wars YouTube channel. It's called Our Star Wars Story.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did Star Wars the fan club here help you get to that, or did Lucasfilm just contact you straight?
Someone from one of the producer from Lucasfilm contacted me on this. Yeah.
Oh, because that was another one that past the Ed Sheeran one. That Star Wars magazine really impressed me because I'm like, oh my god! Again, it's like a Malaysian is in the Star Wars, and not only that, it's Wayang Kulit. That to me was just, it blew my mind, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, to me, it was when I was contacted. Like, really?
Did you think it was a scam or something, or did you?
No, like he introduced himself properly, so it's not
okay.
scam. Yeah, he's
No,
supposed to.
it wasn't like, hello, I am Star Wars. You want content? Like, what?
And okay, you've brought in some puppets today. What did you bring?
I just brought a few, and I was trying to show you. Like, all right, okay. So this
Hey,
will be
Batman.
This is Batman. This is the small size. We call it the small size puppet. This one we use it for we call it workshop. So that it's smaller, so that you can finish in time. You know,
Ah,
then you can hold it. You know?
Thanks.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, like, are these two separate layers or are these painted? Is this
Painted.
one piece painted?
Yeah, painted.
And
One
it still
layer.
goes through the light.
Yes, because it is translucent. And then we use marker and outline. Those are translucent ink. So if you put it behind a cloth, audience can see color. That's the one of the interesting thing about Malaysian style. Some country the puppet is not translucent. They paint it with gold color.
So
Gold
it's a
is
silhouette.
opaque. Yeah, so it come out just black.
I see.
But for actually, in fact, many countries like for China, India, all of them are translucent.
like I think I saw this one, or maybe the bigger one at the Batman exhibition, the one at Sunway Pyramid.
Yes, that's the bigger one. That's
And I was like looking at it
Edison.
up close. It's wow.
What rotates the joints? What is that? Is that just a piece of wood?
Just string. They just
Oh,
tied
this is a string.
Yeah. It's just string, you tied it, and the end you use
Oh damn. Okay.
you use lighter to burn it, then it become hard. The process is actually very low tech actually. I mean, this thing been done for like 100 years. Of
Yeah,
course, they
yeah.
don't have stapler.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so basically this is this one, if I'm not mistaken, is goat hide, and the bigger one is cow hide. They use it goat or cow is mainly due to the size. And then after we cut it with nails, hammer, and we just put it into the bamboo stick or just normal wood stick, and then tie it, and voila, you have it.
Okay. So if you were using like colored gels, that would be cheating lah.
It's not cheating. We can use any color you want, because I have a few puppet that we want that specific color that we can't. So we just paint it with whatever you could. But that one,
No, I mean like because this is animal hide.
Yeah.
But if you use like like plastic gel, colored gel
oh,
with a frame, that wouldn't
it's okay.
really.
In
'Cause
fact,
then you need a frame. There's no frame on this, right?
in fact, we actually use a plastic.
Okay.
It's called PP, polynate. You know.
Okay.
To cut, because I want some of the color. You actually started with I want white color. Because
okay.
this is,
it won't come through from the.
no, the puppet is yellowish. When I want to do Stormtrooper,
You want the white.
Princess Leia, I want it white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So me and Teck Huat, go scout around, and we found this PP, and we passed to the master. We have different layer, 0.5 mm, 1 mm, whatever, and then we found one of them which is actually suitable. So we actually cut a few puppet. If you check our Stormtrooper puppet is white, and then it have blue color, so it can be done.
Okay.
It doesn't matter as long as the process or the material doesn't harm us. Then that's okay. Yeah.
So say like a small puppet like this, how long would it take to finish it from start to beginning? Start to end.
For this, I think it will be just maybe half day, because this puppet I actually reduce or actually take out all the motif to make it that in a way that the person can actually finish it in half day.
Okay.
Maybe I can show another one.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you'd like to see this, head to youtube.com/Geeks in Malaysia.
Yeah, this is a lot
yeah.
more.
This is intermediate. They have some with more. So you can see this one is actual size, actual performing size 20 inch, and then you have a lot of motif. The motif are more. So with this, I mean, they take about 2 days to cut.
And I love the shading as well of it.
Yeah.
The white and the brown of it.
So here with the hand as well. So
Yeah, it's a warrior.
Okay. So the claws also have to be.
A crawler with
Yeah.
the nail.
Yeah.
You know. So the identity of Malaysian shadow puppet is usually the body is more proportionate. Because some country they have long neck, long arm, long nose. So these are they are very streamlined and other. But Malaysian is very proportionate, and then usually you have one movable arm, because the inner inner arm you'll be holding a representative tool or representative tool or weapon of this particular person. So for Obi-Wan Kenobi, it will be his thin neck lightsaber. You know, let's say if he's a farmer, he will be holding farming tools. If a princess, he will holding fans, an archer, then bow and arrow. So it was a representative. So when you look at it, what is apakah pekerjaan dia? You kind of know. And then main character will be standing, the traditional will be standing on the dragon. That to show that his or her status. So for this, we actually have Obi-Wan standing on the desert camel type of creature. So these are the identity of the what do you call that, Malaysian shadow puppet.
And this might sound like a stupid question, but
Yeah.
the lightsaber, is there a reason why there's holes in the lightsaber? Is that just to let the light through, or?
No, when we started it, I mean this one is actually the newer version. When we started in Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, the idea was actually try to find something to represent light. Then we think of maybe fire. You know, so this one looks like roll of fire. Flame. Yeah.
Okay.
I actually got this from one of the traditional puppet, Maharaja Rawana. He have a stick in a shape like this. I say, hey, that looks like frame. You know,
okay.
so the frame was gulung 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 like that. That is like very hot or very. So we actually do it that way, and it worked.
It's
Yeah.
a gorgeous looking piece.
Yeah.
Every piece is gorgeous
Yeah,
looking.
have a
but-
look. Yeah. For this the Obi-Wan, I mean I love it because I craft the face properly that he looks like Evan McGregor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and
I'm just completely entranced by this.
you can hold it, no problem.
That's okay. I can look at it from here, but it's good.
Yeah. So we actually, you know, I'm a big Obi-Wan fan. My favorite character. So I make an exercise. Almost exercise that you can hold.
Do you go around carrying this with you all the time?
Sometimes. You hold here. So this is his thin neck lightsaber, and then with
There you go.
yeah.
Like just looking at the craftsmanship of it is just enough alone. Like the intricate details of it up close.
Now if you look at the shadow, that I mean, if it's close, then because this is triple shadow because of three light. If you
Yeah.
have one, then you can have very significant. Yeah.
Man, if I had this, I'll be carrying this around every day.
You'd
Yeah.
break it.
Yeah.
I'll hold it carefully.
I have a thin neck lightsaber Obi-Wan, and this is actual size actually. But then this one I cannot make it too long. It's hard, so I have to reduce it a little bit. You know.
So do you ever make ones just for yourself? It's like, I want to make this just for me. No one else is going to say, just that one. Just that one.
Yeah, but I'm kind enough to share. You know, whoever wants to actually
Thank you.
have it. Yeah. Yeah. So
But honestly, like, you can't really see this on video, but looking at it up close, the intricate details, the holes and everything, that's something you rarely get to see unless you're holding it. Like, the level
Yeah.
of detail on it.
But this is not the most detailed.
What's your most detailed one?
The traditional one like Surama.
Oh, with all the
Oh yeah.
all the intricate. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially the Bohon Beringi, you know, like there's the so-called the most important shadow puppet in the story. At the beginning, you need to put it there. When the performance finish, you need to put it there. Oh, that one is even more. It's very detailed.
What has been the most difficult one that you've made so far? The one that's taken the most time to make?
There are quite many actually. Okay, I'll split it into two sessions. Emotionally and technically.
Okay.
Emotionally will be the part that when we started to make the puppet back in 2012. We look around in internet, you know, there's no reference, or so we have to come up by our own.
Yeah.
So when we do that, and that time I haven't known my master puppeteer yet. So there's a lot of worry. Like, am I doing this right? And me working with Teck Huat, like, okay, maybe should we try this? There's gone through a lot of changes. So emotionally, it take a long time, and we're not sure. We were a bit worried, And then, I mean, thanks God, we got it correctly. We were worried that people will come to throw us rotten egg, But so far we got good feedback, Yeah. And then in terms of technically, in terms of design, the hardest will be, you'll be surprised, Bruce Lee.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
The
The yellow outfit?
we do it the topless,
the
the
topless.
black one, because the Enter the Dragon.
Okay.
So I'll try that. It's like, hey, it's easy. But then the what do you call it, at that time, I mean at that the reference is Bruce Lee is not wearing a shirt and they have black pants with no texture. So it become hard. Like wayang kulit, but you need to put motif like that. So what motif we need to put in? There's none. So when I try to put the armband, then it looks like Muay Thai. So it's like, it's hard. And then we have to put using the lining to actually shape out his body, like his muscle six pack. And then the position, because Bruce Lee will be standing like this. Yeah, that's his signature style. And then Master Puppeteer said, cannot. The chest of the body cannot face the audience directly. I was like, oh my God, I mean, that's how Bruce Lee stand. So I had to make it like 85 degrees. And then not only that, the leg. Bruce Lee will stand in a very wide stand.
Yes.
Then to my master player, there's kangkang, the leg. So that I have to make it another like close it from 180, make it 170 degrees kind of thing to actually adjust it. So it was hard.
I can imagine.
Yeah. I mean, like, I should have picked the one with the yellow dress, but I think it's too plain. I want to show his muscle lining and things like that. So me and Teck Huat was really cracking our head, like, what to do? How to do? So at the end, the pants, Teck Huat did some lining,
Okay.
So actually have some lining. And then for the upper body, I'll just craft his muscle. Actually, there's something is not. If there's no motif, then it's literally cardboard cutting of thing that doesn't look nice. Yeah, so that was challenging.
How long did that one take?
Huh?
How long did that process take?
Is the deadline is the same. It's just like going through more changes. Ini boleh ah? Tak mengapa? Ini boleh ah? So,
What was that one for? Was it for an event as well? Or
it was for Bruce Lee's 75 anniversary.
Okay.
That was in Penang. So there are many artists actually doing something for exhibition. Some do oil painting, some do sculpture, some do caricature. So we say we do a shadow puppet version of Bruce Lee.
Actually, do you do any workshops overseas, or you just purely do workshops here?
Well, I don't have a house in overseas. So
That's true.
but when we go German, Singapore, Thailand, we conduct the workshop there.
Okay.
I was wondering, like, because you've done a bunch of, like, obviously you've done Star Wars, which you're a fan of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of other pop culture icons, either hired or...
Why is that? What Rumpy is
Wow.
outside?
Okay.
So that's a big bite, though.
At night.
We're never here this late at night. So
Yeah.
I thought there was something wrong with the headphones. Like, eh?
No.
Okay.
It's real.
But yeah, like, is there any character that you've always wanted to do but you haven't done yet?
You ask me like this, certainly I cannot remember.
Because I know a character that I know some characters I would love to see in Wayang Kulit. But I'm curious, like, if there's any, like, we still haven't done that one yet. One day we're gonna do that one.
Okay, my favorite Japanese mecha is Geta Robot.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the tree, the red.
Yeah.
So I want to make them. Yeah, I already have some plan of what to do.
Nice.
Yeah. Previously there's a few. I was thinking I was thinking to do a singer. Then we get to do Ed Sheeran. Then I was thinking I want to do. What if we do He-Man?
Yes.
And we did it.
Yeah.
It was when there's the Netflix series. So we did that. And Mattel actually share our the skeleton and He-Man in their IG.
Yeah, I remember seeing that as well. You did
Yeah.
Skeletor as well, right?
Yeah, Skeletor. Skeletor. I like the Skeletor.
And that one looked really nice.
Yeah.
Like, you've done Batman. Have you ever thought of doing Marvel stuff as well? I mean,
Well,
that's standard. Like, if you do DC, Marvel.
I love Iron Man a lot, so I did, yeah.
Oh, you've done Iron Man already?
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
already he can do that. So
That's true.
Yeah, we put in some we changed the hand into a cannon because
Ah, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And like, you not do only films, but recently you did the God of War one as well, right?
Yeah, we did a
yes.
few PlayStation game character.
Yeah.
have you
'cause
done
it's-
Mortal Kombat yet?
Sorry,
Mortal Kombat yet?
not yet.
Imagine Scorpion and
Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
Oh.
Yeah, I would love to do whatever I can think of, but then the time, because
Yeah.
unfortunately, making one is about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So and a lot of time putting in.
Do you take commissions?
Yeah, of course, yeah, we have done quite a few. Yeah.
No, because you know what I'm thinking? You know what I think would look absolutely gorgeous in Wayang Kulit?
What?
Swamp Thing.
Something.
I think Swamp Thing would look with the vines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The uglier or the
Yeah.
more complex is
So
more
much
suitable.
there.
Yeah. If
And
you,
bunga the top, all like.
oh, that's your favorite character.
It's not my favorite character. It's just I imagine in Wayang Kulit just the shadows and the light. I'm like, ooh, Swamp Thing would look gorgeous.
Yeah, I think something, yes.
Yeah.
Because it's a creature.
Yeah.
If you do something, someone, let's say, a very good looking person, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
But if you do a creature monster, oh yeah, mamma mia.
Because you have more freedom, whereas like real people, you have to accurately. It has to look like that person. right?
Yeah.
And
But-
then in the flip side of that, what about when you're doing robots like R2D2?
I did.
Yeah, I saw. But is that more fun? It's like, it's just a barrel. You know?
R2 is a bit challenging because it is not a human.
Yeah.
He have 3 legs, no arm, no neck,
Yeah, so what's his rules for...
Okay, we actually, for that particular, we actually look at something no human.
Okay.
We actually combine with Sultan Hasan Shah, the Datara Merdeka, the building.
Okay.
Okay.
Inside, you can actually check from my website. We actually show the comparison. Why? So the head looks like most, and then the column, looks like the arch
pillars, yeah,
in the
the
window.
arch.
You have an R2 here,
Yeah.
yeah. So we
Now
do
you put
that.
it that way, I'm like, oh yeah, I can kind of see the resemblance.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an
That makes
interesting-
sense.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
And
Because
draw
it
inspiration
is
from
not
that.
when we do the first act of this Star Wars inspired story. R2 is in, and R2 is the harder, so we put it at the end. Like okay, we don't know what to do. Do the one we know first, and C3PO, Princess Leia, Rebels Troop, whatever. Then come to that, it's like okay, for a special case, no human alike. We look for no human elements. So I asked Master Puppeteer,
Yeah.
can I do that? So with his blessing, so it's like okay, let's go out and look for this.
Actually, I do want to ask your master puppeteer. How long has he been doing Wayang Kulit? Is he a traditional master that's been doing it for like decades?
He's doing it for about 30 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, he is. Previously he does work, things like that. After that, after he retire, he just go full force, focus on this.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh, that's interesting because like I always imagine like was this creator the one that started from young and it's been in his life since he was a boy like that.
Well, when he was young, he actually learned. Interesting in the part time, actually learned the art of dalang from 3 master.
Okay.
So he's very fortunate that he learned. Then he can get very knowledgeable and very how to say, when you learn from a few, that you get really really in depth understanding of the thing.
So now Wayang Kulit, you've got your own store in GMBB. Well,
Gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And gallery. Where do you foresee, say, Wayang Kulit being in like 10 years' time? Do you imagine it everyone in Malaysia knowing, or do you want to take it more worldwide to bring it more on, put Malaysia on the map, like essentially with Wayang Kulit?
We are doing that. We are trying to put Malaysia in whatever place, in the world or outside this galaxy, We are trying. It's a bit hard to say, Of course, I want to actually... Okay, that's one thing. Wayang Kulit is not very popular, so-called. So I want to make it popular. Yeah, I think we have done quite something, and we will continue to make it more, hopefully mainstream.
Have you had any sort of institutions or say museums come up to you wanting to display your stuff or?
No, our puppet been displayed in Museum Negara,
Okay.
National Art Gallery as well, and a few more.
Yeah,
And
'cause-
soon they'll be in Bank Negara. Will have a museum. We'll be
Ooh.
displaying there.
Oh, nice. What are you going to display there at the Bank Negara Museum?
They will be starting on May.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Some of
you created new words for it, or it's just your old
No,
work?
some of the current work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey Nick,
Yes.
how much we got in the Geeks Malaysia bank account?
Give all to
Not
me.
much.
Give
Right.
them to me.
3 of us.
I know.
You know?
I know. I would love for that to happen.
Doesn't
I
have to be
really
big
would.
ones. Just
I
big
know.
ones.
I know. I would love for that to happen, but
Hey, all those listening, Kofi,
yeah, ko-fi.com/geeks in Malaysia.
please donate for us to get away.
Help us get our own wayang kulit.
I never asked them for the rent money, and I'm asking for this.
No, because that would be amazing. But
It
yeah,
would, but we understand that must take a lot of time and money.
yeah. Like how much would it cost for a commission to do a small one?
Well, usually it depend on two things. Depend on complexity, depend on time deadline. Some say, hey, I want it in 2 weeks, So it is again depending on that, it will be maybe a few K. Yeah.
Okay.
We got that, right?
Wish.
Give
You
them
wish
to
we
me.
earned that much.
Use my force.
We barely have enough to cover the fucking website.
We still have a website?
Yeah, we still
Oh,
do.
wow, we still have a website. Okay.
No one really goes to it, but we just keep it there.
I had no idea.
Hey, some people, the only messages we get are from, hey, we're looking like your SEO isn't doing
Oh,
that
for
well. Would
God's
you like,
sake.
you'd like us to help you?
SEOs.
Yeah. Okay, so
Oh, dear.
to slowly wrap it up, 'cause what others have you... I'm sorry, I'm still very interested in what other puppets you
I see
brought.
some traditional ones there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and okay, this is something interesting.
Mm.
I'm sure you might know.
Oh, wow.
This is Alloy. Forbidden West.
Okay.
The PlayStation game.
The faces.
Oh, no, that one! Okay.
Yeah.
No, because I was like, it looks familiar, but I can't put my finger on it.
Dude,
Yeah.
the face detail.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That
the
is
detail.
gorgeous.
So you're looking at the natural color where I haven't color. So you can see you actually looking at the details and things like that. You won't be so called distracted by the. If you have one single light, then you use handphone LED. Then you can see.
You can still sort of see
Yeah,
the...
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the faces, that's what impresses me the most.
The
The, level of
face is
detail. of it.
gorgeous.
Yeah, but the faces is not too much detail. It's every single angle, stroke count. So I had to craft it properly.
So
So
it's very minimal, but it's ngam like
ah,
cukup rasa to recognize.
yeah,
Yes.
You know what I mean? To differentiate from another character.
yeah.
Like, oof. I love the hair.
When we created this, the what do you call that? The studio actually give us feedback, and I'll tell you, this company, this game company, they give feedback is the best feedback or the most detailed feedback I have ever got.
Okay.
The feedback so okay, you should change this. You can add the hair and this. The feedback is more detailed than my sketch.
I love companies that actually tell you instead of like, oh,
Yeah.
could you change it a bit? How? We'll leave it up to you lah, but just it doesn't look quite right. At least they give you
They
informative.
give me like from everything. I was like, oh my god, this feedback is even more more detailed than my sketch. So because of that, I have to make sure that I turn whatever feedback into the actual puppet. They give me hands and all this thing is very detailed. Yeah.
I really like whoever's listening to this. Whenever you have an exhibition, or even if you can go check out Tintoy's gallery as well,
Right.
because looking at it up close,
That's when you really see it.
yeah, it's a whole different experience than just seeing it from afar.
There is some craftsmanship in this.
Yes.
Real craftsmanship.
Yeah, this one quite detailed. It was like, but you're looking at is before I color, so it's a different. It's a different way to look at it.
Yeah.
It's very raw.
And you can see that translucidity that you were talking about earlier.
This
as
is
well.
cow or
cow.
this is cow.
Yeah. So he's holding the spear, and he's, this what they call that, the
Dragon.
no, the robotic dinosaur.
Oh
the
yeah,
one in the game,
the one
yeah.
that she rides, right?
Yeah. So it's all here. So as I said, the main character will be standing on the dragon or sometimes the vehicle of the person. Yeah, that's how it. So this is the.
I know it sounds like there's a lot of dead air for you listening, but we're just in awe at this, honestly.
Watch the video.
Yeah, watch the video and you understand.
You have to
Yeah.
see these puppets.
Yes.
And then this one more is basically the traditional one. This is what we. Yeah. So these are
This is the ones that we.
the putri.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this we make it for this one for sale because it's a smaller one. We have big size and some people they can't carry. They put it in the luggage, so they buy.
Oh, so you do sell your puppets, is it?
Yeah, things like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Now that you mention it, now I can see it. Because when you said the proportions, because compared to like Indonesian or Taiwan's, like there's the
Indonesian.
thin neck, the
Thin neck, long
face,
nose, long. Yeah.
And this is, you're right, it's
It's more proportionate.
Yeah.
much more proportionate.
Yeah.
Like
Like he's holding the inner hand is holding something because some will say, hey, ours one movable arm, others two movable arm, they want better. It's not about that.
Yeah.
You know, it's about what he can do. I mean, he's
Yeah.
holding a representative things.
Exactly.
And sometimes usually when you perform, you actually use the front hand more.
Yeah.
You know, like say when the character talking, the master puppeteer move the arm, so you know who's talking,
Yeah.
and then you can take weapon or you can go knock other people's head or you can use fight whatever. So mainly it's front. Yeah.
It's just gorgeous. People need to see this up close because really, it cannot be justified looking at it from a camera or whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, where can people find you, like on social media, and where exactly in GMBB is your gallery?
All right. In social media, look for Fusion Wayang Kulit in YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, IG. So it's Fusion Wayang Kulit. And then physically, we have a gallery in GMBB KL, which is just opposite Tongshin Hospital.
wait,
Yeah.
does this mean this account is no longer updated?
This one is just a project.
Oh,
It's a project, but the main one will be Fusion
Fusion
Wayang
Wayang
Kulit.
Kulit, okay.
Yeah.
And which level is your gallery at?
Third floor.
Third floor. Lah.
Yeah, it's just coming up from the lift. You will see it. Now we can share the thing. So you can have we display about maybe quite a number of puppet there. So you can go have a look.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, Tintoy.
Hey,
It's-
no problem. It's,
Honestly, thank you for bringing the puppets as well. Because looking
Getting
at
to
it,
hold them and look at them, yes.
yeah.
Very
I think that's the first time I've ever hold a wayang kulit puppet.
yeah. Some you don't get to hold.
Yeah, I know. 'Cause again, like I said, it's very traditional. No. It only must be held by the puppet masters.
No, it's not about that. We worry people break it.
Yeah.
That is also true.
Like
lah.
we are adult, it's okay. Sometimes
The kids.
the car pass to the kid. Oh, then hey, mama, look, you run there. Then hand is here, body is here. Kind of situation. It's like, oh no, yeah.
Yes, thank you so much on coming for Geek to Geek. Make sure you check out Tintoy and Fusion Wayang Kulit. Like he said, you can find them on all social media at Fusion Wayang Kulit. And make sure you go and check out the gallery. Honestly, I can't say this enough. After seeing it up close, you need to see this up close and personal because it's an experience in itself. So yes, if you'd like, you can find us on all social media at Geeks in Malaysia, youtube.com/Geeks in Malaysia. And like I said, let's get this fun going to get our own Wayang Kulit. ko-fi.com/Geeks in Malaysia. I'm Nick Dorian.
I'm Carolyn Vaha.
Yeah, Tintoy Chuo.
Keep geeking out, yo.
Yep.
We'll have puppets and we won't have a studio because we can't afford the rent.